Welcome back, guys, to the Pest and Lawn Ginja, and this is your day 18 update for my lawn project and tenacity challenge. Let's go take a look. Now, as you can see, it's been a doozer of a week. We've been getting a lot of snow, a lot of rain. Luckily, the snow, you can see it's been isolated in the mountains, but it's not too far away. Now, we've had 2 days of frost where it's actually touched the ground here in the valley. So today I want to do a thermometer test, and we want to see what's happening in the soil. Now, a couple of cool things about Tenacity: it acts as both a pre and a post-emergent. So as the grass seed is germinating, bet your bottom dollar weed seeds are germinating too. So we have the Tenacity that's going to help block a lot of our monocot and dicot weeds, but I wanted to bring you through the lawn, kind of show you it's not getting them all. This time around, we're gonna start from the backyard and work our way through the front yard. And as you can see, a lot of the weeds in the backyard went untouched with the Tenacity. We've got this clover, and I'm not sure what species of clover it is, but it did not take any hit from the Tenacity. Now, we do have a lot of our dandelions that got hit, but as you can see, we didn't get full die out from it. We've got this common dandelion. Now, this one's commonly purple. It's just about dead. Walking through the lawn, you can see here the foxtail, though. Foxtail's toast. It's died out completely. Now, our biggest problem here was spurge. It got stressed, but it did not die. Now, in all fairness, spurge is not on the Tenacity label. Now, for a lot of you guys at home, you're probably thinking, oh man, it's a total failure. Well, not really. A lot of these weeds were not on the label of Tenacity. I wasn't expecting a lot of die out. Now, the one thing to remember, I had to quickly put this lawn project together. I wasn't able to do a second application. Now, to clarify a couple of things, the better way of doing this process would have been to do a Tenacity application first, then 2 to 3 weeks later, do another application of Tenacity followed by my overseed. So it does say specifically on the label that it does take 2 to 3 treatments for some of these hard to do weeds. Now, my point in case being is this is the same species of clover we were just talking about, and it's being affected by the Tenacity. 18 days in, chances are it just needed that second application. Now, this, my friends, is a booger of a weed, and it's got similarities to clover, but it's definitely not clover. I'm going to take this down and talk to a couple of people in the industry and get a positive identification on what this is. The Tenacity is not really being affected, but I mean, look at that. It's very woody. It's definitely going to fall under a different category, but definitely not clover. Now, this time of the year, most of my biennials and annuals are going to stop growing, so it's not going to be worth it for me to go in and really focus on another Tenacity spray. I can do that in the springtime, and I'm going to get much better results. And again, you can see the common mallow now is being stressed out, where in the last video it wasn't. We've got some of the species of yellow nutsedge that were in this area, and those are gone. I'm not sure where they magically disappeared, but the thistle appears to be unaffected at this point. It doesn't seem like we're getting much push, so a second application is going to be required most likely. And it's also important to remember a lot of these weeds are not doing a ton of uptake right now because the ground temperatures have changed. The part that I'm most excited about was to check our batch of tall fescue, which is right here. And you can see some of it actually died, which is really, really intriguing to me. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. A second dose probably would be the best thing that we could possibly do. This right here, you can see it processing, and this piece right here, you can really see it dying, which is nice. But a lot of this is orchard grass, and there's very few pieces of our bunching tall fescue This right here is bunching tall fescue. You can tell by the thickness of the blade of the grass. Some of these blades are really, really thin, but this is bunching tall fescue. So I'm kind of shocked to see some results with our bunching tall fescue, but it makes me really, really happy. Woo, guys! As you can see, Tenacity staying true to the label. Every single parts of these grasses that I'm finding, the weeds that are located on the label and the weeds that are found in the grass appear to be dying for the most part. Some of them need that second application. I'm 18 days out and it's cold outside. I'm not planning on doing a secondary application this year, but we will plan on doing that as soon as spring starts up and we start getting new growth. Now, for the part that I'm most excited about has been the amount of seed germination that we've gotten. I mean, I got new grass seed everywhere. I mean, you just travel, and we'll kind of do this slowly, but slowly through the lawn so you guys can see this, but all this dark green, this is all brand new. The taller stuff, that's the fescue that we planted in, but you can see a ton of dead in here. Try to get a better view here for you as we travel through here. But I mean, there's just so much new growth. So I wanted to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This area of the lawn, we've been hand watering because the sprinkler system, we didn't have time to fix it before we started filming. But you can see this area was completely bald. We did not cover it with anything. And ta-da! Brand new grasses. Now this right here is our fescue, and these itty bitty guys underneath here, that's our Kentucky Bluegrass. Kentucky Bluegrass is a very slow moving grass when it germinates, and then it catches up to speed later. But as you can see, guys, we didn't cover it, we didn't do anything. And for the past week, we've actually just been letting Mother Nature do it. Here's the benefit of the aeration. We got grass here, grass growing out of the plug that is on the concrete. How hilarious is this? Now you notice these bald spots back here. The reason why I chose a rhizomatous grass type is because it's going to self-repair. Once that grass type gets set in, the only job that it wants to do is to send little tail clippings or rhizomes underneath the ground so it'll thicken itself up. Now, if you have chosen a non-rhizomatous grass type, that means that the blade of grass that you have, that's the only blade that you're gonna get. So in this instance, you would want to overseed again to thicken it up. Now, I knew going into this lawn project that it was gonna be a little bit of a gamble. At the time, 2 weeks ago, we had 55-degree nighttime temps, 80 to 85-degree daytime temps. 18 days later, we've got 39-degree nighttime temps and 55 to 65-degree daytime temps. Now, my concerns have been if the grass seed is going to germinate. As you can see, it's come in, a lot of it's coming in. Our bluegrass is coming in on the back end. I've still got a little bit of a problem with the frost in the morning that could possibly kill out some of my bluegrass. But at this point, it's pretty well established. I don't have a ton to worry about, but I want to make sure it thickens up as much as it can. I don't like guesswork. I just want to know what the truth is. So I brought my little thermometer. Let's go see what the temperatures are doing. Sometimes it's hard for me to get over this fun color that Tenacity gives. And as you can see, it's a chilly day here. 45 degrees is where we're at. Now, on a meteorological level, it's important to understand that the Earth is going to be releasing a lot of that stored heat. So it might surprise us how hot it really is or how warm it really is. I want to go about 3 inches under so I can see what's going on. As you can see, that thermometer is just raising. Not surprising to me, but it surprised a lot of people at home. In order to keep this grass germinating and doing what it needs to be, we need to be above 50 degrees. Now, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that we're at 52 degrees. Now, our nighttime temperatures are going to be a little bit lower than that. I would say plus or minus 3 degrees. But this is a really good sign. The project's going to move on. We've still got time, and it's not too late. Now we're seeing a lot of progress, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us. Now, expectations wise, there's one thing I want to teach you guys today. It's understanding annual and biennial weeds. Now, if these weed seeds have already germinated, which a lot of them germinate in the spring and we're popping up in the fall for our annuals, they're still going to come up next year. Now, for those that are germinating in the fall time that have already germinated, they're still going to be popping up next spring with our annuals. Biennials work a little bit different. Your common dandelion can sit dormant for 18 months and then pop up the last couple of months of its life to say hello. So I do plan on having to use some selective herbicides next spring. Now, as for Tenacity as a chemical, I was a big skeptic. I got to be honest with you, it's very true to the label. Been very happy with that. The weeds that aren't dying, they're not on the label. Now, I really wish I could have rewound the clock and done that initial application and then done our secondary application. I think we would have had far better results. But as you can see with the weather, it was a big gamble. I wasn't willing to gamble that far. But we've got grass on the ground, things are going well. Love to help you guys out. I'll post a product link in the description of this video. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what state, what city you guys are in. I love to understand my audience. Until the next time, guys, the Pest and Lawn Ginja. See ya.